real duct system on there. So, like I said, it's kind of makeshift, but it'll provide us with the information that we need. So now, with our active temperatures, we've got our target set where we need to be. We can take a look at performance if we like. We scroll across the bottom here. Let's just take a look at it right here. There's our high side probe with our liquid line temp, our subcooling. There's our low side probe with suction line temperature, outdoor air temperature, and superheat. Probe's not active. This is our supplier probe with relative humidity. Our returner probe with relative humidity. And now we have performance. With our profile and entering in our tonnage, we can calculate all these nice measurements here that nobody else does. So right now the system is producing 2.39 tons, making 28,676 BTUs with a 20.9 degree split. Not too shabby. Now we're missing our EER here. If you want to determine EER, you can go back up here to your 3-bar menu. Just a little point out here, as you can see, we're still all nice and stable. If we weren't stable, this little bugger or this one right here would kind of have a little wavy line through it and it'd be yellow. And it's just basically wait up, give it just a second for the system to stabilize. But we're going to go ahead and open up our 3-bar menu again. Go down to measurements. Open up our measurements. And just a quickie, we can go down the line here. You see your pressures. It'll show you active measurements on your pressures. Our temperatures. Suction, liquid line. We're not using discharge line. If we had our discharge line temperature hooked in, we would have this. It wouldn't be a blank box. You'd actually have your temperature in there. And you can see they fluctuate around a little bit. Lifetime measurements. Air across the evaporator. We got a return air dry bulb, return air relative humidity, supplier dry bulb, relative humidity, and then you can see this little switch over here. We can switch this between relative humidity and wet bulb temperature. So just sliding that switch over, everything changes up here. We've got return air dry bulb, now wet bulb, supplier dry bulb, and wet bulb.
Eric, got a quick question for you on the tonnage. One of the attendees asked about BTUs in that, the AHRI number for BTUs in that tonnage where you entered it.
Okay.
What's supposed to go into there and what happens if you put in BTUs rather than tons?
Okay, nominal tonnage here, as you can see, we've got this circling here and it says tons. It's going to take in a whole number. It's not going to deviate between BTUs. If you think you got a 3-ton, a lot of people like to say I've got a 36,000 BTU system because that's 3 tons. If we were to put in 36,000 in here, it'd be looking for 36,000 tons of cooling, which we're not making. No chance of it. But it's just whole numbers in there. Now you can put in capacities on the equipment information. Now that's another module that we're going to go into with advanced reporting utilizing cloud, and that will go into utilizing the HRI database with cloud, because that will actually enter in the capacities of the system from the HRI database. So you have a 3-ton nominal system. When they're tested out with AHRI, they're actually 31,400 BTUs. So you're comparing apples to apples. Everything will be put in there and the actual capacity measurements from AHRI. So as we were at with airflow nominal tonnage, we're going into our 3-ton system. Static pressures here. We don't have any static pressures set into the system right now. We didn't enter any. Static pressures can be entered in manually using your MagnaHelic, any of your other manometers. We do also offer a 920M, which is an electronic manometer. It's another probe that you can pair into the system, and it will pull your static pressures and pull them in automatically for you. So if you want to take a look at those are available on our website, your local distributors. it is a 921M manometer. Now going into our electrode, this is where we're going to take a look at putting in the EER. There is a meter that works with our system where it says connect to multimeter here, and it will bring in the measurements wirelessly via Bluetooth. Right now we're going to go over to enter these measurements in manually. So the system configuration right here is going to ask if you're split or a package. This particular unit is a package unit. It is single phase. It is 240 volt. So with the configuration there, you've got voltage line 1 to ground, line 2 to ground, and your current line 1 and line 2. Your power factor, this power factor that's listed here, 0.95, that is it's an average, it's an approved average. If there is if you do have a meter that will pull power factor for you, you can enter your power factor by just moving the switch over, and you can adjust your power factor accordingly. So now we'll enter in voltage. We've got our voltage line 1, line 2. And we'll put in amperage. And now just remember this little button right here. This is your bad boy submit. Best friend on the planet here with as far as the iManifold and iConnect systems go. Submit, and boom, there's your EER. Just like magic, kind of nice. So as you know, these are snapshot type pictures. We've got this system running. Take a look. We've got all of our measurements here. Our performance is running great for the conditions that we have. And we're pulling a 12.86 ER, pretty respectable. Now let's go in here to do a basic report. Now that we've got the profiling over with, we've got our targets. You can see what you need to do to put in your profiling and to establish your targets. Now we're going to take a look at a report, just a basic report. So on your screen here, we'll go to our 3-bar menu. Shrink that down there. And up at the top here, we have projects and reporting. Open up projects and reporting. And we'll go for a new project. Project ID here. Now this project ID is pretty important because this is what you're going to search for the project after you're finished with it.
Hey, Eric,
Yep.
Before you go into that, one of our attendees, Matt, would like to understand the EER intention. He says he doesn't understand the EER intention.
The EER is your energy efficiency ratio. Let me go back into the manifold here. Energy efficiency ratio, basically what EER is, it is your BTUs that you're producing divided by the watts that you're expending to get this. There's a tab that, I'm glad you said that, Laura, because I didn't go into the performance tab here. So in your bar menu over here, we'll open this up, and you've got a tab here that says system performance. Open up system performance. This is showing live action as to what it's doing here. So you've got your nominal BTUs measured. What we're doing here, you're measuring out at 79.2%. Our adjusted target for the conditions is 31,115. Total BTUs that we're making right now, 28,938. 91.3% or 92.5% of adjusted target. So we're acceptable. It's not running great. Like I said, this system is just kind of a morphed up system, no real ductwork and things like that. So now, as you can see on system electrical inefficiency, the total wattage, 2,210 at that snapshot. And then take your total BTUs here, 28,621, and divide it by 2,210, you get 12.95. That's your energy efficiency ratio. Hope that clears. So
Hey, Eric. Hey, Eric, even I could understand that. Nice job.
there you go.
Eric, I have a quick thing to point out. You're going to go into projects and reporting.
Yes.
One of the things about the reporting and things like that is that you are logged in, you're registered, and you have an email address.
I set this in, most of the guys, this is not going to go into a cloud-based reporting right now. That's for another module. Right now, what I'm just registered in, when you register the application, you put in an email address. This is just a basic registration that you see when you fire up the application. So,
And it's going to go to that email address.
correct. That's your default email. It'll go to that email address, and also another email address that you select to share the report with. If you decide to share the report with a customer, a colleague, whatever you want. So let's see here. We're into projects and reporting. Jason, if you want, you can get an email from somebody out there, and I can send them this report real quick. So.
If one of you listeners would like to submit your email, we could have Eric send you the sample report from this this webinar.
So right now, going into iManifold reporting, we're going to select this new project. Project ID, this is what you need this to find the project after you've saved it. When we're done with this project, it'll be saved to your application. So if you log out of your application, it will eliminate that report. Now, utilizing cloud, that you'll have all your reports saved. You'll have a portal, desktop portal where you can search for all your reports, pull them up, print, what have you on that. And that's going to be another little webinar that we'll have on cloud. That really, really makes your system come alive. Cloud is incredible. This is incredible, but even more.
I have an email address for you if you want to.
Okay, just hold on to it right now, and then we'll get in here to apply it. We'll put it in there.
Okay.
So right here on our project ID, we're just going to put in test. Now you can, let's see here. I'll just use your name, Jason. Project job number, this is not a necessary number. This is so you can identify it, say with your job numbers, anything that goes into your bookkeeping. So we'll just put in just whatever we want here. Now, work to perform. It's going to ask us what we want to do here. So we tap the bubble, open it up. We've got 4 choices: equipment service, new install, retro commissioning, preventive maintenance. So whatever you're working, whatever the job that you're doing, you can select it right there. So
Sorry to stop you again, Eric. One more question. What type of format the report is in? Is it, I mean, is it usable with, say, Excel or something like that, or?
It's a PDF, I believe. PDF document. Now, Excel, we have an option to export the report via CSV file, which is Microsoft Excel friendly. And if you use any type of dispatch software, you can get it to communicate with and fill in on your dispatch software using the CSV file. But the one we're using right here today is going to be just a standard PDF.
Okay.
So we selected equipment service and hit that ever friendly submit button. As you can see, the project info is just what we put in. Now, our system profile that we applied earlier, it's already greened up, so we're ready to go on that. Customer information. We'll open up customer info. We'll put in the name. Contact, if it's different, you can put in the contact info. We'll put Fred in there. Phone number. The good old movie phone number. Email address. Jason, you got that email address?
I sent it over. Do you want me to read it, or do you have it right there in front of you? It's Matt, M-A-T-T, Griffin, Griffin, at duct, DUCT, testers.com.
Okay. So we got an email address entered in here. And we can geotag this address. Now, the geotagging of the address does not go off of the iManifold or iConnect. This is based upon your smart device. So having the location turned on your smart device, your GPS turned on, that's going to allow it. Otherwise, you'll blank screen. So we'll use geotagging. We use this address, and boom. It will populate our address here, and it will give you your climate zone. That's where you're at. So now that lovely button there, submit. Now it'll give you a review of the information that you just put in. So if all looks good, we go back. Customer information is all in. Now we go to equipment info. Now equipment info, this is where if you have cloud, you would have a selection to utilize an AHRI number. AHRI numbers are found on the AHRI website. Your supply house where you buy your equipment. They also can supply you with the AHRI number if you've got a new install. You have the certificate that you're going to pass on to the customer if there's any Energy Star rebates, or if you're part of a program where there's a power program, that way you can enter that in, and that's where it's going to populate everything with your capacities and whatnot. Without that, we're just going to go down here in equipment info, select system. Now we can name this piece of equipment. We'll just say lab. We could geotag that piece of equipment. We'll just leave it right there. You can zoom in on it and drag and drop the pin wherever you like. We save the location. Location is saved. It'll give it a longitude and latitude address. We can take equipment photo. Now I'm not set up for photo because this thing's backed into a case, but if we want to, we can take a quick equipment photo and have this stored in a file. Equipment notes. Now this is something to where if you're onto the system and it's running great, or if it's broken, you can make the notes to start with, because we're going to do a test in and a test out if needed. So equipment notes. Running well, clean. You can add in whatever notes you want. You can put a paragraph in there if you like. Our system configuration, whether split or package, we select our package unit. We put in our nominal tonnage. This one's a 3. Your total external static pressure rated, you can pull that off the information of the system itself. Rated airflow, if you don't know it, you can leave it blank. It's not going to stop you. This is all just helpful information that you can put in. It's going to be on your reports. But like I said, it will not stop you. Now, this is where your rated capacity will come in. This is where the 36,000 or the 48,000s or the 90,000s are going to come into play, where it's okay to go ahead and put BTU capacity in, because it's not going to affect it. Blower motor type, another thing, if you want to put that in, you can. This particular blower motor type is a PFC motor. And we'll select our package system. Again, all this information here is if you want it. It's always helpful to have. The more information, the better. So our number of circuits here is 1. Single circuit, single compressor. Now, if it's a 2-circuit system with 2 separate compressors, you just select the 2, and then we can go into multiple circuits on another module as well, because we can do up to 4 circuits at one time with this. Our condenser phase, single phase, condenser voltage, 240 volts. Manufacturer. And we've got a slew of manufacturers. You just go down and select your manufacturer in here. We'll just say we'll be we'll do a Walmart one. Going on. This is not. Model number and serial number. Now, as you can see, we've got scanned barcode, and it's in a beta right now. The reason it's in beta, certain manufacturers with their barcodes, they will be friendly with it because it's basically numbers and letters. Some of the manufacturers put a code into their barcodes. So when you scan the barcode, it won't come up as just the correct model numbers and letters, going across the board. It'll have a code. It'll say A452, and we all know that's not the model number. So watch it with that. It's not going to work on every one of them, but hopefully everybody will get on the same page, and we'll be able to do that soon. So your model number, we'll just we'll enter in a model number. That looks like a good one. There's our serial number, and we can put in any compressor comments. If the thing was running quietly, if it was noisy, the blanket was torn, whatever you want to put in there, these will be on the noted. If it does have an issue, you can write the issues down as well. Not good. Now, if it is a package with with gas on the side, you can put this on there as well, add in the gas information. This is just basically a straight cool. And we'll submit. So now we have all of our information greened up. We've got our project info, customer information, equipment information, system profile. Now let's go to testing and performance. We open up testing and performance. We can view our measurements. That's just like our measurements tab. Previously, we see them all in here. Our pressures, everything's live. We can view our performance, same as the performance tab that's in the menu under the bar menu.
So Eric, just to remind you of time, we have about 1 more minute, and then you can keep going and answering questions for anybody that would like to stay on longer.
Okay, we're just about done here on this one. Now we're going to go in here to reporting on our measurements. So right now, we're going to go ahead and capture measurement in. Now you have capture measurement in and you have capture measurement out. Capture measurements in basically is the way the system is running when you get to the job site. If it's not running satisfactory, you use that measurement in, fix it, and then use a measurement out. This one, we're just going to do a measurement in. So we will take that measurement in, measurement taken, and we'll go to our reports and checklists. So opening up reports and checklists, there's the ability to add in a mechanical checklist. You can put in photos and comments, a gas furnace check. Our gas furnace check, if you do use back rack combustion analyzers, whether it's an Intech or a Firite Insight, they produce what's called a QR code, and that QR code can be scanned in our app, and it'll import all that information and bring in some verified measurements. Really nice to have. So right now we're going to just do a standard iManifold report. We select it. Now, as you can see, you've got a couple of free reports here. When you sign up for the cloud, the annual membership for that cloud, a great fee. All these are now free. You have unlimited access to these. Very handy reports, fantastic reports. They'll it helps you sell just information. It's the way to go. So we'll go on to iManifold report. As you can see, we've got measurements in and measurements out. We snapshotted measurements in, so just make sure when you're doing your report, the snapshot that you took, the one that you want to print, or the one you want to send, is in fact the snapshot you took. So we've got measurements in. You can hide your system performance if you like. I leave it up, and we're going to go here and select to email the report. So as you can see, when I registered mine, I have my email that's put in, and it stays there. That's the one that will definitely come to you, and also adding in emails. So there's Matt's email right here. We select it, check it. We can add more emails if we like, and we'll go ahead and send it. As you can see, the report's been sent. Now we can also take a look at it. Down here on the bottom, we can generate this report. And there it is. You got your customer information, the time and date of service, field technician. I didn't register it in. As far as my name and everything, you register them in and you will have that information there. Your pressures, your temperatures, your air side measurements. This is all your equipment information. Type of system that it is, tonnage, all this information. Now, as you can see here on the verified check marks, that is all measured by the tool. If somebody was to go in and say alter a measurement, say they're going to go in here and they alter up the supplier dry bulk measurements, this check mark would be gone. Thus, somebody actually manually manipulated the measurements. So this is something that really matters to your customers, is that the technician didn't just write this down on a piece of paper saying, oh yeah, here's your performance. This is actually truly measured. It's measured by device, and it's a trusted device.
So you're saying the reports with the check marks are not manipulated in any way to show something that may not be true?
Correct. Just like on the electrical information right here. I did not take this electrical measurement electronically, and as you can see, it's not verified. Utilizing electronic meter, Bluetooth meter that we can go into, you can call about that and inquire about that meter. All these measurements here on your electrical, all that would be verified measurements as well. And that would hold true to all your system performance end, because if all your temperatures and pressures are correct, the verified measurements and your electrical, that means your performance with your EER and everything is a verified measurement as well. So once this is done, we can go back. And as you can see, that report is saved here as you generate a report. Now we can go up and exit the project and go to work on something else. And as you can see on our verified projects, we've got two. I did one earlier, and we've got a second verified project in there. So if we were to exit out of this completely and went out to another job and we said, okay, let's get back with our iManifold. Our app kicks up. We don't even have to hook to our manifold right now and say, what was that last job that we did? So we can go up into our bar menu, open up, go to projects and reporting. And as you can see, we see both of those verified projects. So we select it. As you can see, 6/2/2017, there's the time that we did it. We select that project. There's our project right there. If we go down to reports and checklists, select iManifold report. As you can see, it holds our old report. We can view that again to see what we did on it before. Hold on a sec, select view, and there it is. So if you had to go back to a job site and say there was an issue going on, but this thing was running perfectly before, you have all the information as to when this thing was running correctly the way it should have been. Very valuable, very, very valuable, because you can see the characteristics of it, how it should be operating. Here's another thing here. Sorry about that. You can also export this report. You don't have to go back in, and if somebody missed a copy of it, you can export the report. Depending upon your device, you're going to go up here and share it. Send file via Outlook. I'm going to send that to Mr. Objut. There you go.
I got a question for you there, Eric.
Sure.
So where is this saved in the iManifold app so we can make backups? Where are these reports saved?
If you don't have cloud, they're saved right. You're going to go into your 3-bar menu, go into projects and reporting, and you'll see that these things are actually saved. They're saved on the application.
So they're stored right in the device.
Yes, on your application. If you log out of the application, you will lose these verified reports.
So they're only saved until you log out.
Until you uninstall that app, change your email, something like that. It's gonna, if you uninstall this app, these things are gone.
But Eric, you don't mean when you log out. You mean you lose it when you uninstall.
Yeah, when you uninstall this app, that's when you're gonna lose these. I'm thinking about cloud, and just once you log out, those projects go away until you log back in. But and they're not stored on the application. These are stored on the application if you do not have cloud. If you do have cloud, those are stored in your cloud. You've got a portal, like I said, you can pull them up anytime. You can search for equipment near you. If you did a job in a certain area and did it via cloud, you've got it stored. You can go back out to that job site and search for equipment near you. And so it's about a half-mile radius of your smart device where it's going to look and see, okay, well, I did this job over here at 3362 East Grove Avenue, and you'll see those jobs listed. We did another one here, 523. And there it was right there.
Thanks, Eric.
It's really handy to actually have the cloud. Cloud is going to make this thing just really, it'll make it come alive for you. All the other reports that are available. We can actually take a look at a couple of those if somebody wants to take a look for just a second. These projects, we can take a look at another charge and airflow report. Measurements in. We can put in a map of equipment. And as you can see, if you don't have cloud, this report's 99 cents. Now, cloud is $15 a month. You pay for the year, you actually get 13 months because we're going to give you 30 days free. You can do these, you could probably do 5 or 6 of these reports in a day. There's, $6 of reports right there, hand over to the customers with cloud, 15 bucks a month. Completely, it's much better. Let's just
Eric, before we log out, can you show the most current version of the app, how they could see what version they're running and what's the most current?
Sure.
And while he's pulling that up, I'd like to call out a special thank you to the duct testers group from California. You guys got up early and you've got the most attendees here at the webinar this morning with 14 or 15 of you. So thank you very much, everybody from California.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave, everybody. Jeremiah, if you're out there. Okay, to take a look at your application, we'll go into help and about, and you'll see about this app. And holy smokes, what the heck is that? But Mexican walking fish. This is the latest version of the app. You've got version 9.6 build 001 that was released the 31st of last month. So it's only 2 days old.
So if you haven't yet, please go and update to the latest version.
Now, to make sure that one really important thing is to make sure that your iManifold or your iConnect has the correct firmware update, and that was covered in configuration, but I can go through it right quick. So we're going to use our gear menu, open it up, and you do need to connect to your manifold or iConnect. connect it up, your battery comes up, and you'll see that this tab comes up here, configuration. So we'll open up configuration. Your settings are here. Now here's where your firmware. Firmware right now is 1.2.0.0. Current firmware, that's the one that needs to be operating right now. Now, if you're operating at 1.7, then you're going to have a bubble right here about in the middle, or it will pull up when you fire up the manifold. It'll say a firmware upgrade is available. Go ahead and do the firmware upgrade. It doesn't cost anything. It comes right over the app. On Android devices, it takes about 5 minutes. Make sure that the system does not go to sleep. Your Android device doesn't time out. Let it run its course, especially on iOS. Now, iOS, it's going to take every bit of 50 minutes. Takes a long time, but just to make sure that, number one, the iManifold, the iConnect, does not power off. So you can change this auto shutdown to 60 minutes, and you'll be fine with that. And probably one of the most important things, don't let your iPad or iPhone time out on the screen, because they're notorious for going off once they time out. iOS likes to wander around. It starts just doing whatever it wants to do, and then your upload will not complete. So just remember those tips, and that's all I've got today.
If anyone has any more questions that we didn't get to, or if you have any suggestions, I would direct you over to our website, iManifold.com, over to Tech Talk. You can add to an existing thread or start your own thread about either suggestions or questions that may arise or that we may not have answered, or on a completely different topic, something along those lines.
And Eric, can I tell everybody about the free access valves? If anyone has, yep, registered probes, we're giving the first 100 people who respond to our inquiry 2 free access valves. And Eric, tell them what they use those for.
Those are going to be, these are basically for iConnect users that use the wireless pressure transducers. Let me see if I have one right here.
Can you show my screen there? Can you see it?
Let me stop sharing my screen here. I'll take a look at Jason there. There we are.
I don't have the T, so I'd have to go register to get a free one, but how would I use it?
The T would go in either right at the base on the tip side or down at the base. That's the selection of the technician. But it's a JB A34000 access T. It does have one, it's got one Schrader core in it on the side where you're teeing up into it. So that'll allow you to add or subtract refrigerant. It'll allow you to put a vacuum gauge on it. It allows you to do, you've got a whole new access port there. Thus, when we go into utilizing iConnect, you can do it without a manifold.
So you're saying if I go register my probes?
You register your probes. You go online, register your probes, so we can get those into the warranty, the warranty log there. And if you flip that probe over there, Jason, flip it over, you'll find your serial number right there on the back battery cover there. Enter those in, and we will get you a set of the access valves sent over to you free of charge.
It's only for the first so many users, though.
First 100.
So we gotta get on it.
First 100, and I've just put my email address in the chat. If you didn't get our constant contact invitation yesterday, just drop me an email. We'll get you on that.
And for the phone users, the email address is Lori@npinnovations.com.
Perfect. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
For a
everybody.
great session.
Remember, we have the Making Money with the iManifold coming up. That should be really nice. Show you how to generate a lot of money for your companies. So that's all I've got. So I will see you again soon.
Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks for attending, everyone. We appreciate it.